Being a vegetarian is the hot topic in our forthcoming segment called Health and Nutrition. This is a presentation of Dr. Lalita Kaul, who is a teaching professor at Harvard University College of Medicine. The moderator on this set is the well-known Dr. Shambhu Banik. Let's hear their conversation.
Good morning. Welcome to Global Television Network's Women's Empowerment Program's Health and Nutrition segment. We are very happy this morning to have the presence of Dr. Lalita Kaul, a professor of nutrition at Harvard University, who will be speaking this morning on the importance of vegetarian food in our life. Professor Kaul, welcome to Global Television Network's Health and Nutrition program.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
And I want to thank you for enlightening our viewers about different aspects of nutrition.
It's a pleasure.
Your program has been highly popular.
I feel
honored. There are lots of viewers who wanted to meet you. So hopefully that will have a slide where they can write their comments to you and you can respond later on.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So tell us, what are some of the benefits, advantages and disadvantages of vegetarian diet?
Before I say that, I would like to tell you there are different types of vegetarian diet. One is lacto-ovo-vegetarian. These people just don't take meat or fish, but they take eggs and milk, lacto-ovo. Then there are those who are lacto-vegetarian, but they don't take eggs. And then there are vegetarians. Now and then they don't take red meat, just fish. And then we have vegan vegetarians. They don't take anything, not milk, no eggs, just vegetables and grains. So these are different kind of vegetarians depending in which category you fall. And so there are many benefits of vegetarian diets. And of course, there are some things we have to be concerned about. If you are going to be vegetarian, you might be deficient in these nutrients, how to handle that. Firstly, let me tell you the vegetarian diets, the advantages are, it doesn't have saturated fats. That is, if you don't cook your vegetables in butter or some people ghee or ham hogs, you know, some people they put turkey bits, and I had to teach them instead of turkey bits or ham bits, they can put turkey bacon. And in my own cafeteria in the hospital, and the doctor said, oh, the greens don't taste good without. I said, well, if you don't do something about it, you will regret it later. You got to get. So the instructions went to the cafeteria staff. So now you don't find bacon bits. You have some chicken or something. So again, vegetarian is that you don't. So pure vegetarian, that means you take eggs, milk. It is very healthy diet. It is very high in fiber. In one of my segments, I spoke about the fiber. The broom of our body, which I relate to factory, is a broom which cleans the factory. And so vegetarian diet is very high in fiber. It is high in A, C, many nutrients. And those people, now one problem with the vegetarian diet is, which I get consults often, you have to watch out that in the process they do not take any saturated, fats like the palm oil and others where they have crackers made. They put trans fatty acids. even though it is banned in this country, trans fatty acids, and which are branch chain fatty acids has a long chain of carbon and hydrogen. and when they start branching, and they found out the studies at FDA that it causes heart disease, so it is banned, and that is why you will see in the grocery stores you have even butter made with olive oil. They at once catch up, you know, our marketing here, everything is with olive oil or canola oil, but there are still some foods we get imported, and they are made from pure butter. Again, I want to emphasize butter is not all bad. If you like, sometimes you are out and the bread is fine. It is when it gets in excess, even good in excess is bad, as I tell my student. So, you have to keep moderation. So, vegetarian, so when you take the history of, or you want to analyze, are you putting how much every day, putting couple of tablespoons of butter? Are you deep frying your vegetables with little bit basin? It tastes good once in a while. Are you deep frying? Are you putting butter? Are you getting lot of these snacks which are made with palm oil, or they have trans fatty acid? So, what is your indirect source? And I have patients and say, well, I am a vegetarian. I don't know why my cholesterol is high, why my LDL is high. So, I say, well, let us take your history, and we look at the family also, some things are genetic. And I said, yeah, but your food, you are vegetarian, but you are too much taking saturated fat. So, the vegetarian diet can also get high in saturated fat. Now, the deficiencies they have to watch out always for, especially the vegan who do not take animal source. This is vitamin B12. If there is a vegan vegetarian who is not taking any animal product, so they going to be deficient in vitamin B12, which is very, very important in our body. It functions. Vitamin D, folic acid and iron together they make the cells in the body. And if you have the deficiency, you can get different kind of anemia. You can get iron deficiency anemia or megaloblastic anemia, because vitamin B12. I am hoping in one of my segments I will talk about anemias, which are the nutrients involved. So, the vegans tend to be deficient in vitamin D12. So, if they do not take any this dairy products or this, then as a doctor or healthcare provider, you can advise them to take vitamin B12 supplements, or if they eat yeast products have vitamin B12. So, always, whether in your practice, in your daily living, if you are a vegan, just see where the vitamin, because you will beginning to have aches and pains and nerves, it is all vitamin B12. So, it is also an antidepressant vitamin. In fact, in Alzheimer's, we do not have a specific test which says that you have Alzheimer's. First thing they test is B12. Because B12 can also cause memory loss and all that, and that is how, by ruling out process, of course, you do the scan and find out if there are any spots in the brain, but I had several members in my family who had Alzheimer's. First thing tested is B12. So, B12 has
How do you test B12?
Blood test.
Blood test.
If suppose you feel your patient might have, they can have, there is a difference between the two, we do not have time. They can be dementia with aging, some people get early dementia, or it could be onset of Alzheimer's. Of course, there is a criteria and protocol for both, which a physician follows, you know, how to best to treat. So, now, so I won't go, I want to stick to nutrition, that is what I am here for, is so vegans have to worry about B12. So, if they say, well, I am not eating, you do not want to change, okay, take B12 supplement from the market, or see if you take yeast products. Now, the vegetarians in general have to, other things they need to worry is iron deficiency is frequent in vegetarians, because iron usually comes for the animal sources, but vegetables you have to take into large amounts, but you can get it. But I usually, if a vegetarian is, I will put them on a low dose vitamin nutrition supplement, low dose. We do not want to burden our organ system with heavy doses of supplement. In one of my I gave a talk on the supplements. And only last week I lectured my medical students, you know, how I gave them the cases where how the patient was taking food supplement and it was not working, they are clotting. They were having this problem with arrhythmia. What was happening was they were taking all these supplements. That is another topic. But as I again and again say, it's also interrelated. It's in the factory and it's going and it's aging and you want to keep it young, you want to keep it going by exercise, diet. Now coming back to vegetarianism. So vegetarians should worry about B12 and iron, and doctor by simple test can.
How about calcium?
Calcium, vegetarian, if they are lacto-ovo vegetarian, they don't have problem. If they take 2, it's for adults, it's required 2 cups of milk, skim milk or skim plus, which has a body. And calcium is another nutrient which I'm going to talk about in one of my segments. So the calcium. So vegans have to worry about getting iron and B12. Now some of the good sources, what is happening in the vegetable diet, you know, we have, we worry about protein. So if you want to make sure for protein they are taking lentils, you know, it could be kidney beans, it could be chickpeas, chole, which is supposed to also lower cholesterol, it could be black-eyed bean, dal, which we South Asians eat a lot, which is very healthy, dal. What happens is most of these vegetarian diets, we have about 9 amino acid. A protein is made of 9, it's called essential amino acids. I will not give the names, you know, doesn't matter. But what happens is vegetarians have 1 or 2 of this amino acid lacking in that food. So it is an all or none reaction. If you are in the phase of the body where young adult is synthesizing and all that, so what happens if you don't have all 9 essential amino acid present together, synthesis in the body doesn't take place. And in the, as we get older, we need more renewal of these tissues. So we got to have all these 9 essential amino acids. And foods like meat, but again this is not to say you have to eat meat, milk, yogurt, cheese have all the 9 amino acids. Okay, for vegetarians, we call it combination of foods. If you combine 2 foods, then it becomes a protein of high availability. To give you an example, if you are a cereal lover and you want to cut down your fat, you want to get protein maximum, you take cereal with skim milk, so you have a high quality. Similarly, you can mix different vegetarian, which I have in one of my books, vegetables, and get protein of high quality. So usually the vegetable.
What kind of vegetables are they?
Everyday vegetables. So one might be lacking 1 essential amino acid, second one will have it when you combine. Because lack of time, I can't give you the combination, so I gave you the best example is about cereal. And the amino acids which are lacking in the vegetable food is 4 when thiamine, this is 4 amino acids essential are lacking. And sometimes the 2 are present in 1, 2 are present, but when you combine it becomes a food of high quality. You can combine cheese and corn, cheese and pasta, milk and this. So you can see that when vegans don't take any milk products, they will be deficient in B12. So that is what you have to work. But vegetarian is a very healthy food, very healthy diet. And the studies have also shown the link with the cancer, because vegetables have other thing is called phytochemicals. You might have even heard of phytochemicals.
Yeah. Please say a few words about phytochemicals.
Yeah, phytochemicals is the outer layer of vegetables, they are green. They do not, like fiber, they do not function in, they don't give energy, they don't give anything, but they give something to the body for good health. So these are called phytochemicals. They even have tablets for phytochemicals, you can take it. So all the more reason, whether you are vegetarian or non-vegetarian, fruits and vegetables, in fact half your plate should be vegetable, and then your grains and very little meat or dal. And so my advice is, if you are vegetarian, just see if you are getting all the nutrients, and make sure you get all the nutrients and a healthy vegetarian diet.
Next time perhaps you can bring some vegetarian dish to share, especially Kashmiri vegetable dish. You know?
Yeah,
well, thank you, Professor Kaul, for sharing a very important topic, which is a big concern about vegetarianism versus non-vegetarianism. So you really shed lots of lights on that, and thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.